Oh no. More spooky to her. Ah. Very spooky. Oh no, it's a cave. Ah. Okay. I'm hide. Tithe, how's it going? Your BRB? Okay. I don't know about you guys, but it's a little spooky where I am. Hiya, friend. Hey, player, how's it going? Hola, okay. Happy I brought that up on the other screen. Such tiny letters. Difficult for me to see. It's been a while since I've done one of these, interference has happened over and over again. It's been disappointing. I felt kind of sad. That being said, it's still kind of a short story. We are reading SCP-058, also known as the Bolivian Heart. I'm gonna wait a few minutes, make sure everyone who wants to see this is here. And in that time, I'm just gonna sit in this damp, wet cave and drink some random water I found on the ground. Hope it doesn't make me too sick, but you know. Ah, one interesting sensation. Not recommended. I'll give it 2 more minutes, then I'll start reading. Yeah, not recommended. I hope you all have been entertained by the fact that I've been making the Discord channel a little bit more Halloween-y. Halloween is coming up. We're at like 78 days. Check. 78 days. I am so excited. I've been homebound for a little while, just due to current situations and being a full-time dad, but I'm excited to hear about all the Halloween decorations, and if you guys are ever interested in those, I'd be happy to have conversations about that in my Discord. Bring a little livelihood to my Discord as well, you know. I think Halloween should be a gift-giving occasion. If Halloween was a gift-giving occasion, I think... We said, oh no! That guy wasn't letting me on anyways. But I wish Halloween was a gift-giving occasion. If Halloween was a gift-giving occasion, I guarantee you it would be as big as Christmas or Easter. And instead, more and more recently, it feels like Halloween's been on the backwaters. I think I must start that. I'm gonna get people Halloween presents. At the moment, my Halloween present is giving people my book, which is okay, people might enjoy. It has been 2 minutes. Which means it's now time for the spooky story. Hello, all 3 of you. I'm excited to see turnout for Spooky Story Day. Usually these stories don't get that much of a turnout. What? Ben live? Yes I am. Today, as previously mentioned, we're reading SCP-058. SCP-058, Object Class Kelter. Vessel Containment Procedures. SCP-058 is to be kept isolated within a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter containment chamber at all times. Walls are to be constructed of 3 meter of reinforced heat-resistant steel, backed with a further 10 meters of reinforced concrete. SCP-058 is to be fed a live cow every 3 days. Maintenance is to be conducted every 60 minutes while SCP-058 is dormant, and every 15 minutes while SCP-058 is active. Under no circumstances is SCP-058 to be allowed out of its containment area. SCP-058 is to be audio recorded at all times. No personnel are to listen to SCP-058 for more than 30 minutes at a time. In case of escape, the facility is to be considered compromised, and detonation of on-site nuclear weaponry is to commence. To date, SCP-058 has been responsible for the deaths of at least 149 Class D personnel and 14 agents at its current site. SCP-058 resembles a bovine herd with 4 arthropod-like legs used primarily for movement and 4 tentacles of adjustable length, covered in razor-sharp spines. It has a single sharp stinger on the rear where the hole for the superior vena cava would be in a typical organ. SCP-058's tentacles can be whipped to distances of 3.2 meters or 10.5 feet at speeds in excess of 320 kilometers an hour or 200 miles per hour. SCP-058 is extremely hostile and will use every opportunity afforded to it to inflict damage on its surroundings. SCP-058 has been shown to be highly resilient to trauma and should be approached with caution, even when apparently inactive. SCP-058 is highly mobile and capable of rapid movement on both horizontal and vertical surfaces. It has been recorded reaching a speed of approximately 90 kilometers an hour or 55 miles per hour in short bursts, covering a distance of up to 200 meters or 656 feet. It has the ability to accelerate from 0 to 90 kilometers or 55 miles per hour in less than 2 seconds. It has been shown to use its tentacles for increased leverage and stability, as well as utilizing them to pull itself up to other surfaces at high speeds. SCP-058 speaks in a human voice, though no method of producing sound has been observed in its physiology. It speaks with vocal tone and accents of an elderly British male, with slight lisp and deep voice. SCP-058 talks consistently, regardless of condition, even when attacking. SCP-058's voice and pace of speech are unchanged. The speech of SCP-058 lacks any detectable correlation to event, person, or exterior location involved with SCP-058. Just on this for a second, I am half sure someone shoved a tape recorder up this creature's, well, doesn't have any defined features, does it? Does it have the mouth or up the nose, but it has no mouth or nose. Welcome back, guys. SCP-058 was first encountered at Site Redacted, as it came out of data expunged. SCP-058 was extremely hostile, appeared to be very agitated. Initially, SCP-058 attacked Site Redacted, which resulted in the death of Redacted faculty and Redacted agents. Faculty. SCP-058 went on to attack the nearby town of Redacted, which resulting in the death of over Redacted citizens and destruction of 70% of the surrounding area buildings. Right, so that's not Redacted. Post-breach analysis determines majority of deaths are attributed to fire and fire-related injuries, resulting from widespread of stinger fluid by SCP-058 from a large structure. This is also blamed for majority of structure damage. Redacted by SCP-058 accounts for only 8% of total deaths, with major evidence that expunged. SCP-058 was finally contained after being crushed and incapacitated by a large amount of masonry from a building that had collapsed on top of it. SCP-058 was then extracted and transported to Redacted by Agent NMTF teams. SCP-058 was detained at Redacted for 3 weeks, during which it made minimal attempts to move, attributed to both physical damage and bloating from Redacted. During the initial breach incident, testing during this period was limited, with SCP-058 still maintaining a high threat level even when in a impaired state. SCP breached containment on a redacted date during an attempt to transfer to SCP containment site, causing multiple deaths and injury. SCP-058 was eventually incapacitated by Agent Redacted, who managed to subdue SCP-058 by running over it with an M1 tank, pinning it beneath the armored vehicle. SCP-058 was subsequently let's just ignore that word, apparently I can't say it, subsequently secured and transported to Armed Biocontainment Area 14. Subsequently. The SCP-1175 containment team has observed significant agitation in SCP-1175-2 on a number of dates that coincide with long breaches of SCP-058's containment. I never would think that would get his job done, apparently. Additionally, personnel assigned to A12471GH2's maintenance have reported inexplicable heart palpitations during similar timeframes. Investigations into possible connection is pending RAISA approval. This is transcript from interview 058-04. SCP. I had a dream of the Queen wonders that lives inside the hearts of love and silent treatment of all the elderly that I knew were once whole. Queer, not green, okay. English. Dr. Johnson, what is your name? SCP. I seek the revelations of all that the holy told the unwise in the dreams of cold embers and sunlight that fade across lakes of black blood and snakes that eat the loaves of children from lambs of trees in autumn. Dr. Johnson, what is your name? SCP. Endless suffering is the woe of ignorant men who never lack to seek the depths of their own hearts and only see the wealth of the poor world, suffering to flay his own back and knife wounds of silver and brutal bleedness. Dr. Johnson, where are you from? SCP. The nightmare is a dream. The nameless slug that wanders across minefields and the remains of the deer and king. Personnel D067. That is some creepy. Cut off by dreaming of D067. SCP. nightshades and shadows, and all honest blinks that brought through the bile of newborn plague and the warmth of his mother's milk and dreams before anything was ever either. Just now, D067 continues screaming. Dr. Johnson, let him go. SCP, in seconds, the sun is still beating like drums in the heart of Eat, the ear of noise. Personnel D067 screams is cut off short and abruptly. SCP. The sensational violence of lust is all that assurance you will ever need to know the worth of life. End log. So this, that's some strong poetry right there. That's some poetry I like to read in my spare time. Yeah, ran over Take Diff. Got the job done that one time. Let's have, first of all...
Subsequently.
Subsequently. That's how you say that word. There you go, Ben. Subsequently. I've read this before, and I swear. This by SCP, accounts for only 8% of death. What is redacted here? Why is accounting for only 8% of total death worth expunging? Does it eat? Is it food? Does it have some sort of secret thing that we're not supposed to know about? Why is this redacted? I don't know. I'd love to know though. So this is actually one of the better ones, one of the ones that are more, more spooky Eldritch boy stuff. I would love to know where SCP-058 got this poetry. But that's all I have prepared for today. Thank you very much for showing up. I really appreciate all of you being here. I hope you liked the SCP. You all have a lovely evening. Thank you very much for showing up. And I'll catch you next Saturday, hopefully. Goodbye.